Hi, it's Chris Kalenda, and I am delighted to bring you the Masterclass Lead Significantly, Going Beyond Servant Leadership. Now, I'm a recovering servant leader, and like many servant leaders, I had no boundaries. I was always available. I was always giving. I was always allowing people to delegate up to me. And I felt very heroic to my organization, but I was also burning out. And I had a few less than scrupulous leaders who would abuse the idea of servant leader. Oh, well, why aren't you staying until 8 o'clock at night? Aren't you a servant leader? You can put your family off for a little bit longer. You are a servant leader, aren't you? And so I think there's real dangers in this idea of servant leader. And look, I'm not alone. Over 50% of leaders, managers report being burned out at work. That's not healthy. And what I learned was that you've got to apply the oxygen mask principle. You've got to take care of yourself even as you're taking care of others. And in so doing, you can begin to lead significantly. So let me show you what's going on. On this chart on the north-south axis, you've got number of leaders, and on the east-west axis, you've got impact. And servant leadership was designed to help reduce the calamities of self-dealing or selfish leaders. It was all about them, and they didn't care who they ran over. They didn't care who they abused. They didn't care how poorly they treated somebody as long as they got ahead. And servant leadership is a very necessary corrective to that style of leadership, as well as this next one, which is your authoritarian leader. So these leaders are the taskmasters. These are the ones that really don't care about you. They only instrumentalize you as somebody who is a productive person that gets tasks done. Now, this next type of leader, of course, is your servant leader. And your impact as a servant leader is certainly much greater than the selfish leader and the authoritarian leader. You are often styled, consciously or unconsciously, as the hero of the organization. But of course, this is ripe for burnout because of a lot of the problems that I described earlier that I faced myself. Now, over here on the green are people who lead significantly. My newsletter is called Leading Significantly. And there's a reason for that. It's because those are the few leaders who are able to both take care of themselves as they're taking care of others. So they are able to set the right boundaries. They're able to delegate effectively. They're able to create joyful and productive accountability without burning themselves out. And ultimately, leadership, especially leadership for a business, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And so the longer that you're able to lead significantly, the healthier your company is going to be. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in Leading Significantly, how to get beyond servant leadership. So these are the 7 topics that we're going to cover within 1 hour. So we'll talk about the oxygen mask principle, which I mentioned earlier, how to win with your strengths, how to manage your plate so you're able to take the right things off of your plate so you have time to do the things that matter, setting important boundaries in your life and at work, delegating effectively, managing transitions from one meeting to the next, from one event to the next, and finally creating your inner 5 so that you've got a support network that's going to help you thrive. So join me on January 15th. You can go to the link below to register. And as a bonus, if you register by January 5th, then you will also get lifetime access to my leadership program called Leading Significantly. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you on the 15th.